Many of the once imposing pre-modern era castles are now in ruins, with crumbling walls, half-collapsed towers reaching for the sky, and rubble everywhere. When walking through a castle, the walls almost seem to speak to you of events long past, battles fought, lives lost, and hearts broken. This is especially noticeable in abandoned castles, which whisper stories of the past and leave us wondering why they were abandoned in the midst of busy, modern towns. Here are 10 stories about abandoned castles from around the world. Number 1. Kilchurn Castle, Scotland. Kilchurn Castle was a fortress, a comfortable residence, and later a garrison stronghold, and it houses the British mainland's oldest surviving barracks. Its 5-story tower house towers over the complex, which also includes a lower hall, courtyard, and barracks. Kilchurn Castle was built in the mid-1400s and served as the headquarters of the powerful Campbells of Glenorchy for 150 years. Kilchurn was converted into a garrison stronghold after the First Jacobite Rising in 1689, but it was abandoned by the end of the 1700s. This is one of the most photographed castles in Scotland. Number 2. Castle of Lor, Spain. Lor Castle is located in the province of Huesca, Spain, near the village of the same name. Lor Castle, located in the southern Pyrenees foothills, is said to be Spain's oldest fortified castle. An inscription from 1096 can be found above the castle entrance. During the excavations, however, Roman and Iberian coins were discovered. The castle we see today was built in the 11th century on Roman walls and is regarded as the birthplace of Aragon's Romanesque architectural style. This is a beautiful and amazing castle with stunning views of the Huesca Valley. Number 3. Corfe Castle, England. Corfe Castle has stood sentinel over a natural gap in Dorset's rolling Purbeck Hills for nearly 1,000 years. Its dramatic ruins, built by William the Conqueror and destroyed in the aftermath of the English Civil War, allow visitors to travel back in time through some of the most famous and infamous periods of British history. Elizabeth I sold Corfe Castle to one of her favorite courtiers, Sir Christopher Hatton, in 1572, and it became a private residence. The castle changed hands again in 1635, becoming the home of Sir John Banks, Charles I's Attorney General, who was called to the king's side when the English Civil War broke out in 1642. Number 4. Carlaverock Castle, Scotland. This moated medieval masterpiece was constructed on Scotland's southern coast in the 13th century. The building's distinctive triangular layout was brilliantly defensive. The curtain walls double back on themselves, and at each corner of the triangle is a tower that serves as a lookout point. The gatehouse is located at the front point of the triangle, which faces north towards Scotland. After being abandoned in the 17th century, the site is now open to the public for exploration. Number 5. Somezzano Castle, Italy. This grand hilltop palazzo is located just outside of Florence. Marquis Ferdinando Ximenes Panciatici remodeled the site in the late 19th century into a Moorish revivalist style on the grounds of a 17th century royal palace. It would be an understatement to say that this castle is ornate and elaborate. Its 365 rooms, one for each day of the year, are filled with dazzling color and intricate patterns, including the incredible Peacock Room, which features a rainbow of colors and geometries. This castle was converted into a luxury hotel after World War II and remained in operation until the 1990s. Number 6. Bannerman Castle. Bannerman's Castle, located on a small island in the middle of the Hudson River, is located 60 miles north of Manhattan. The castle was built in 1901 to house businessman Francis Bannerman's military goods. The Bannermans owned millions of rounds of ammunition after purchasing massive amounts of military weaponry in the aftermath of the Civil and Spanish-American Wars. If you look closely, you can see Bannerman's Island Arsenal written on the exterior wall. A munitions explosion shortly after his death in 1918 partially destroyed the complex, and a fire in 1969 left it in ruins. Number 7. Podhirtsi Castle. Podhirtsi, once described as one of Europe's most beautiful castles, entertained emperors and kings during its heyday. It was built in the mid-17th century and was truly a house of luxury. Its owners amassed an impressive collection of art and sculpture and maintained French and English gardens. The castle fell into disrepair during the 20th century, eventually becoming a tuberculosis sanatorium. A fire in 1956 also caused significant damage. However, restoration efforts began in 1997, and parts of the castle now host events and art exhibits. Number 8. Castle of Castis. The ruins of the mysterious castle in the Carpathy Mountains tower above the western Slovakian village of Achice. It is the Castle of Achice, which was once home to the bloody Countess Elizabeth Bathory. The castle was one of the boundary royal castles defending the Kingdom of Hungary's western border. It was constructed in the first half of the 13th century and expanded in the 15th. At the turn of the 16th and 17th centuries, Elizabeth Bathory lived here. She was dubbed the Bloody Countess because of her sadist tendencies. She allegedly murdered 600 young girls and bathed in their blood in order to remain eternally young and beautiful. Number 9. Kelly's Castle. This incredible castle can be found in Batu Gajah, Malaysia. One of Malaysia's most intriguing structures is the unfinished castle of William Kelly Smith, a Scottish rubber plantation owner. Smith had grand plans for the castle he built for his family. A 6-story tower, an indoor tennis court, a rooftop entertainment center, and a wine cellar were all planned. It would have featured Malaysia's first elevator, but Smith died of pneumonia while on his way to buy it. His untimely death compelled his bereaved wife to sell the property, which was later abandoned. Number 10. Agrajanic Castle. This castle has been celebrated as an iconic medieval structure that defended the Polish crown since the 14th century. During the Polish-Swedish War, the castle was destroyed by fire, and its residential section was irreparably damaged. But it is still a popular and enchanting destination. According to Poland's tourism website, the castle's magical setting on a hill in Poland's Jura chain has inspired painters and filmmakers, and it attracts an increasing number of visitors. If the castle looks familiar, it's because it's appeared in a local Polish TV series, Roman Polanski's The Revenge, and an Iron Maiden video.